Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy is a life filled with potential that was never developed. The cemetery is full of dreams that never became reality, books that were never written, businesses that were never started, and leaders who never discovered who they were. We are living in a generation where information is everywhere, but sharp minds are rare. Many people are busy but not effective. They are moving but not progressing. They are active but not productive. Today, I want to challenge you to become dangerously sharp. Not dangerous to people, but dangerous to mediocrity, dangerous to excuses, dangerous to fear, dangerous to every limitation that stands between you and your purpose. Because when a person discovers their purpose, disciplines their mind, sharpens their skills, and commits to continuous growth, they become unstoppable. And the world makes room for people who know who they are and why they are here. Everything in life begins with purpose. Before anything is created, there is always an intention behind it. A manufacturer never produces a product without first determining why it should exist. A chair is created to provide support, a pen is designed to write, a vehicle is built for transportation. When the purpose of a thing is unknown, misuse becomes inevitable. The same principle applies to human life. Many people spend years searching for success, wealth, influence, and recognition, yet they never stop to ask the most important question: why am I here? The greatest discovery a person can make is not finding a career, a business opportunity, or even financial success. The greatest discovery is finding purpose. Purpose is the original reason for your existence. It is the assignment that gives meaning to your life. It is the source of your passion, your drive, and your unique contribution to the world. When you discover your purpose, life begins to make sense. Decisions become clearer, priorities become stronger. Distractions lose their power because you are focused on something greater than temporary pleasures and short-term rewards. Many people are busy but not productive because activity is not the same as purpose. A person can spend years climbing a ladder only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. Society often teaches people to pursue money, status, and approval, but purpose teaches you to pursue significance. Money is important, but money is not purpose. Fame is attractive, but fame is not purpose. Titles may impress people, but titles are not purpose. Purpose is deeper than all these things. It is the reason you wake up every morning with a sense of direction and responsibility. One of the reasons so many people struggle with fulfillment is because they spend their lives comparing themselves to others. They see someone else's success and assume they should follow the same path. They imitate lifestyles, careers, and ambitions that were never meant for them. An eagle becomes miserable when it tries to live like a fish, and a fish cannot succeed by trying to behave like a bird. Every creation has its own design, its own strengths, and its own environment where it performs best. In the same way, every human being possesses unique gifts, talents, abilities, and opportunities. Purpose is discovered when you begin to understand who you are rather than trying to become someone else. Purpose is often connected to the problems you feel compelled to solve. It is revealed through the burdens you carry, the passions that energize you, and the talents that come naturally to you. The things that consistently capture your attention may not be accidents. They may be clues pointing toward your assignment. Many people overlook these clues because they are searching for something dramatic, while purpose often reveals itself through consistent interests and recurring desires that refuse to disappear. Discovering purpose also requires self-awareness. You cannot understand your assignment if you do not understand yourself. This means taking time to evaluate your strengths, values, passions, and convictions. It means asking difficult questions. What impact do I want to make? What abilities have I been given? What activities make me feel alive? What contribution can I make that will outlive me? The answers to these questions help uncover the unique role you are meant to play. Purpose demands courage because it often requires you to leave your comfort zone. Many people know what they should do, but fear prevents them from pursuing it. They worry about criticism, rejection, failure, or uncertainty. Yet every great achievement in history began when someone chose purpose over fear. The individuals who transformed industries, inspired nations, and changed communities were not necessarily the most talented people. They were people who became committed to a vision greater than themselves. When purpose becomes clear, discipline becomes easier, sacrifice gains meaning. Obstacles become challenges rather than excuses. A person with purpose can endure difficulties because they understand what they are working toward. Purpose creates resilience. It provides strength during moments of disappointment and motivation during seasons of struggle. Without purpose, even small challenges can feel overwhelming. With purpose, even significant obstacles become manageable. The world does not need more people drifting through life without direction. It needs individuals who understand their value, recognize their assignment, and dedicate themselves to fulfilling it. Every generation faces unique challenges, and every challenge requires people who are willing to step into their purpose. The talents you possess are not accidents. The opportunities before you are not meaningless. The experiences you have gained, both positive and negative, can become tools that prepare you for your assignment. The moment you do discover your purpose, you stop merely existing and begin living intentionally. Your focus becomes sharper, your actions become more deliberate, and your life becomes aligned with the reason you were created to make a difference. The most powerful asset you possess is not your money, your education, your connections, or your resources. It is your mind. Everything you build in life is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. Every achievement, invention, business, movement, and transformation began as a thought before it became a result. This is why mastering your mind is one of the most important responsibilities you will ever have. A sharp mind can create opportunities where others see obstacles, while an undisciplined mind can destroy possibilities even when opportunities are abundant. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances without realizing that lasting change begins with changing their thinking. Your thoughts influence your beliefs shape your decisions, and your decisions determine your future. If you want a different future, you must first develop a different mindset. The quality of your life is often connected to the quality of your thinking. A person who consistently thinks with clarity, purpose, and discipline will make different choices than someone controlled by fear, doubt, and negativity. One of the greatest battles in life is the battle for your mind. Every day, countless influences compete for your attention. Social media, news, opinions, criticism, distractions, and negative experiences all attempt to shape how you think. If you are not intentional about what enters your mind, you may unknowingly allow destructive ideas to control your life. Just as you would not allow garbage to be dumped into your home, you should not allow harmful thoughts to accumulate in your mind. A sharp mind requires careful protection because what you repeatedly expose yourself to eventually influences your behavior. Many people underestimate the power of belief. What you believe about yourself often determines what you attempt, what you tolerate, and what you achieve. If you believe you are incapable, you will hesitate to take action. If you believe failure defines you, you will avoid risks. If you believe success belongs only to others, you will settle for less than your potential. Limiting beliefs act like invisible chains. They restrict progress long before any external obstacle appears. Mastering your mind requires identifying and replacing these limitations with beliefs that empower growth and action. Another important aspect of mental mastery is learning to control your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to control you. Emotions are valuable, but they are not always reliable guides. Fear can make opportunities appear dangerous. Anger can cloud judgment. Frustration can encourage poor decisions. Excitement can lead to impulsive choices. A sharp mind understands the difference between feeling something and acting on it. True mental strength is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to remain focused and disciplined even when emotions are intense. Your mind is like a muscle. It develops through training and weakens through neglect. Just as physical fitness requires exercise, mental fitness requires continuous learning. The most successful individuals in every field are usually lifelong students. They read, study, observe, and seek knowledge because they understand that growth never stops. The moment you believe you know everything, you begin to decline. A sharp mind remains curious, it asks questions, it seeks understanding, it embraces the process of continual improvement. Mental mastery requires focus. We live in a world filled with distractions, notifications, entertainment, endless information, and competing priorities constantly pull people in different directions. Many individuals are busy all day, yet accomplish very little because their attention is scattered. Focus is the ability to direct your mental energy toward what matters most. It allows you to work with intention rather than reacting to every interruption. The sharper your focus becomes, the more effective your actions become. Another challenge people face is negative self-talk. Many individuals speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to anyone else. They constantly criticize their abilities, magnify their mistakes, and remind themselves of past failures. Over time, these internal conversations shape identity and confidence. A person who continually feeds their mind with negativity eventually begins to believe it. Mastering your mind means becoming aware of these patterns and replacing destructive thoughts with constructive ones that support growth, resilience, and progress. A disciplined mind also understands the importance of persistence. There will be moments when results are slow, Obstacles appear overwhelming, and setbacks create disappointment. During these times, your mindset becomes more important than your circumstances. Those who succeed are often those who refuse to surrender mentally. They understand that temporary failure is not permanent defeat. They learn from challenges, adapt their approach, and continue moving forward. The greatest victories in life are often won internally before they are seen externally. Before a leader inspires others, they must first lead themselves. Before an entrepreneur builds a successful business, they must first develop the mindset required for success. Before an athlete achieves greatness, they must first believe they are capable of it. Everything begins in the mind. When you learn to control your thoughts, guard your beliefs, focus your attention, manage your emotions, and commit yourself to continuous growth, you develop a mind that is not easily distracted, discouraged, or defeated. You become sharper, stronger, and more capable of turning your vision into reality. There is a significant difference between interest and commitment. When people are interested in something, they do it only when it is convenient. When they are committed, they do it regardless of circumstances. This difference is what separates dreamers from achievers, wishful thinkers from leaders, and average performers from extraordinary individuals. The bridge between potential and achievement is discipline. Talent may open doors, intelligence may create opportunities, and passion may provide motivation, but discipline is what sustains progress long enough to produce results. Many people admire success, but few appreciate the discipline that creates it. They see the victory, but not the preparation. They celebrate the achievement, but overlook the sacrifices. Every remarkable accomplishment is usually the result of countless moments of consistency that nobody witnessed. Behind every successful person is a collection of decisions made when no one was watching, no applause was given, and no immediate reward was visible. Discipline is the willingness to do what is necessary even when it is uncomfortable. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is the belief that motivation alone is enough. Motivation is valuable, but it is unreliable. Some days you feel inspired, energetic, and ready to conquer challenges. Other days you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. If your progress depends entirely on motivation, your results will be inconsistent. Discipline, however, allows you to continue moving forward even when motivation disappears. It creates a system of action that is not controlled by emotions. A disciplined person understands that feelings change, but commitments remain. Discipline begins with self-control. The ability to govern yourself is one of the most important skills you can develop. Many people want to lead organizations, influence communities, or manage large responsibilities, yet they struggle to manage themselves. True leadership always starts self-leadership. If you cannot control your habits, your reactions, your priorities, and your decisions, external success becomes difficult to sustain. Discipline teaches you to choose what is right over what is easy, what is necessary over what is comfortable, and what is beneficial over what is merely enjoyable. Every person has two competing desires within them. One desire seeks comfort, convenience, and immediate gratification. The other seeks growth, excellence, and long-term achievement. Discipline is the ability to strengthen the second desire until it becomes stronger than the first. It means saying no to distractions that steal your time. It means resisting habits that weaken your progress. It means remaining focused on your goals even when easier alternatives are available. The power of discipline becomes visible through daily habits. Success is rarely the result of one dramatic action. More often, it is the outcome of small decisions repeated consistently over time. A person who reads a little every day eventually gains significant knowledge. A person who practices a skill consistently eventually develops expertise. A person who improves by a small percentage every day eventually creates remarkable results. Discipline transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes through repetition and consistency. One reason many people struggle with discipline is because they focus too much on immediate discomfort and too little on future rewards. Every worthwhile achievement requires temporary sacrifice. Learning requires effort. Growth requires patience. Excellence requires practice. The disciplined individual understands that short-term discomfort often leads to long-term benefits. They are willing to endure challenges today because they recognize the value of what they are building for tomorrow. Discipline also strengthens character. It teaches responsibility, reliability, and integrity. A disciplined person becomes someone others can trust because their actions are consistent. They follow through on commitments. They keep promises. They remain dependable even when circumstances become difficult. Character is not developed during moments of comfort. It is forged during moments when discipline is tested. Every time you choose responsibility over excuses, You strengthen your character and increase your ability to handle greater opportunities. Another important aspect of discipline is time management. Everyone receives the same 24 hours each day, yet people produce vastly different results. The difference often lies in how time is used. Undisciplined individuals allow distractions to consume their attention. Disciplined individuals treat time as a valuable resource. They understand that every hour invested wisely contributes to their future. They prioritize what matters most instead of reacting to whatever demands attention at the moment. Discipline is especially important during adversity. Anyone can remain committed when conditions are favorable. The true test comes when obstacles arise, progress slows, and challenges become difficult. During these moments, discipline becomes a source of stability. It allows you to continue taking productive action even when results are not immediately visible. It keeps you moving forward when others stop. It helps you maintain focus when distractions and discouragement attempt to pull you away from your goals. Many people possess tremendous potential but fail to achieve significant results because potential alone accomplishes nothing. Potential is only the possibility of achievement. Discipline is what converts possibility into reality. It transforms ideas into actions, actions into habits, habits into results, and results into success. The world is filled with talented individuals who never reach their full potential because they lack the discipline to develop it consistently. When discipline becomes a way of life, it changes everything. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your character, increases your effectiveness, and builds the foundation for lasting success. You become someone who can be trusted with greater responsibilities because you have demonstrated the ability to manage yourself. You stop relying on moods and start relying on principles. You stop making excuses and start making progress. Over time, discipline creates a level of excellence that cannot be ignored because it turns ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. In a rapidly changing world, standing still is not an option. The moment you stop developing your skills, you begin to fall behind. Every field, industry, profession, and area of influence continues to evolve. New technologies emerge, new methods are introduced, and new challenges require new solutions. Those who remain committed to sharpening their skills stay relevant, valuable, and effective. Those who neglect personal development eventually discover that past achievements cannot guarantee future success. One of the greatest investments you can make is an investment in yourself. Money invested in a business can be lost. Opportunities can disappear. Markets can change. Circumstances can shift unexpectedly. However, the knowledge, skill, and abilities you develop become assets that travel with you wherever you go. They increase your value, expand your opportunities, and strengthen your ability to contribute meaningfully. The more skilled you become, the more prepared you are to solve problems, create solutions, and seize opportunities when they appear. Many people desire success, yet few dedicate themselves to the continuous process of improvement. They want extraordinary results while maintaining ordinary habits. They expect excellence without consistent practice. The truth is that mastery is not an event, it is a process. Every expert was once a beginner. Every accomplished leader, entrepreneur, speaker, artist, athlete, or professional started at a level far below where they eventually arrived. What distinguished them was not simply talent, but a commitment to constant growth. Talent can provide an advantage, but talent alone is never enough. A talented person who refuses to develop their abilities will eventually be surpassed by someone with less natural ability but greater dedication. Skill development rewards persistence more than potential. The individual who commits to learning, practicing, and improving every day often achieves more than the person who relies solely on natural gifts. Talent may determine where you start, but discipline and development often determine where you finish. One of the dangers people face is becoming comfortable with their current level of competence. Success can sometimes become an obstacle to growth when it creates complacency. A person who believes they have already learned enough often stops growing. The moment learning stops, improvement stops. The most effective individuals remain students regardless of their achievements. They understand that there is always something new to learn, a better method to discover, or an area that can be strengthened. Skill development requires humility. It demands the willingness to admit that there are areas where improvement is needed. Pride resists correction, but growth welcomes it. A teachable attitude is one of the greatest advantages a person can possess. Individuals who seek feedback, accept constructive criticism, and remain open to learning often grow faster than those who believe they already know everything. The willingness to learn from others accelerates progress and prevents unnecessary mistakes. Practice plays a critical role in sharpening skills. Knowledge without application has limited value. Reading books, attending seminars, listening to experts, and gaining information are important, but information alone does not create mastery. Skills are developed through consistent application. A musician becomes better by playing. A speaker improves by speaking. A writer develops by writing. An entrepreneur grows by solving real business challenges. Excellence is created through action, repetition, and experience. Many people underestimate the power of small daily improvements. They expect dramatic transformation in a short period of time and become discouraged when progress seems slow. However, significant growth is often the result of small improvements accumulated over long periods. A person who improves slightly every day may not notice dramatic changes immediately, but over months and years, the difference becomes remarkable. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Developing skills also increases confidence. Confidence is not merely positive thinking. It is often the result of competence. When you know you have invested time developing your abilities, you approach challenges with greater assurance. Preparation reduces fear because you trust your ability to respond effectively. The more skilled you become, the more capable you feel when facing opportunities and obstacles alike. Confidence built on competence is stronger and more sustainable than confidence based solely on optimism. Another benefit of sharpening your skills is that it increases your ability to serve others. Every skill exists to solve a problem or create value. A skilled teacher helps students learn more effectively. A skilled leader guides people with greater wisdom. A skilled entrepreneur creates products and services that improve lives. A skilled communicator inspires understanding and action. As your abilities grow, your capacity to make a meaningful contribution grows as well. The world rewards those who provide value, and value is often directly connected to skill. Challenges and setbacks should also be viewed as opportunities for development. Difficult situations often reveal weaknesses that need attention. Instead of becoming discouraged by mistakes, wise individuals use them as learning experiences. Every setback contains lessons that can sharpen judgment, strengthen character, and improve performance. Growth often occurs most rapidly when people are willing to learn from their failures rather than be defeated by them. The pursuit of excellence requires intentional effort. It means refusing to settle for average when improvement is possible. It means approaching each day with the mindset that there is always another level to reach. It means remaining curious, teachable, and committed to development regardless of age, position, or accomplishments. Those who continually sharpen their skills become more effective, more influential, and more prepared for the opportunities that the future will bring. They understand that greatness is not achieved by accident, but through a lifelong commitment to learning, practicing, improving, and becoming better than they were yesterday. One of the greatest barriers to human potential is not a lack of ability, opportunity, or resources. It is the presence of limitations that exist within the mind. Long before people are defeated by external circumstances, they are often defeated by internal beliefs. Many individuals never attempt great things because they have already convinced themselves that success is impossible. They see obstacles and immediately conclude that progress cannot be made. They focus on what is missing instead of recognizing what is possible. To become dangerously sharp, you must learn to think beyond limitations and develop the ability to see possibilities where others see barriers. Every significant achievement in history was accomplished by someone who refused to accept limitations as permanent. The innovators who transformed industries, the leaders who inspired nations, and the pioneers who changed the course of history all shared a common characteristic. They looked beyond what existed and imagined what could exist. While others accepted restrictions, they challenged assumptions. While others focused on problems, they searched for solutions. Their ability to think differently allowed them to create outcomes that many considered impossible. Limitations often appear in the form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of criticism, and fear of uncertainty have prevented countless people from reaching their potential. Fear creates imaginary boundaries that restrict growth. It convinces people to remain in familiar environments even when greater opportunities are available. It encourages comfort over courage and safety over significance. Yet every major breakthrough requires the willingness to move beyond fear and embrace uncertainty. Growth rarely occurs within the boundaries of comfort. It is found in the territory where challenges exist and where courage is required. Another limitation many people face is the influence of past experiences. Failure, disappointment, setbacks, and mistakes can create mental barriers that affect future decisions. A person who has experienced failure may begin to expect failure. Someone who has faced rejection may become reluctant to take risks. Over time, past experiences can shape expectations and limit possibilities. However, the future should never be imprisoned by the past. Mistakes are lessons, not life sentences. Failure is an event, not an identity. The ability to think beyond limitations requires separating previous outcomes from future potential. Society often imposes limitations as well. People are frequently told what they cannot do, where they cannot go, and what they cannot become. Negative opinions, criticism, and low expectations can influence how individuals view themselves. Many dreams have been abandoned because someone accepted another person's limitations as their own reality. Yet history repeatedly demonstrates that human potential cannot be accurately measured by public opinion. The individuals who achieve extraordinary things are often those who refuse to allow the expectations of others to define their future. Thinking beyond limitations begins with changing perspective. Every challenge contains two possibilities. It can be viewed as a reason to stop or as an opportunity to grow. The difference often lies in mindset rather than circumstance. Two people can face the same obstacle and produce entirely different outcomes. One sees defeat while the other sees a lesson. One sees impossibility while the other sees potential. One focuses on restrictions while the other focuses on opportunities. Perspective shapes response, and response influences results. Creative thinking is a powerful tool for overcoming limitations. Many obstacles persist because people continue approaching them in the same way. Innovation often occurs when individuals ask different questions and explore alternative solutions. Instead of asking why something cannot be done, successful people ask how it can be done. Instead of focusing on obstacles, they focus on possibilities. This shift in thinking opens doors that previously appeared closed. Creative minds understand that there is often more than one path to a destination. Thinking beyond limitations also requires vision. Vision allows people to see beyond current circumstances and focus on future possibilities. Without vision, individuals become trapped by present conditions. They judge their future based on what they currently see rather than what they have, the potential to create. Vision expands thinking because it directs attention toward opportunities rather than obstacles. It provides motivation during difficult seasons and encourages persistence when progress appears slow. One of the most important habits of successful individuals is their willingness to challenge limiting beliefs. They regularly question assumptions that others accept without examination. They refuse to allow traditional thinking to restrict innovation. They understand that many limitations are not absolute realities but mental constructs that can be overcome through determination, creativity, and persistence. Progress often begins when someone asks whether a perceived limitation is truly permanent or simply accepted without challenge. Thinking beyond limitations does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to allow reality to become the final authority over possibility. Challenges are real, obstacles are real, difficulties are real. However, potential is also real. Solutions are real, growth is real. Human creativity, resilience, and determination are capable of producing outcomes that exceed expectations. The greatest achievements are oft accomplished by people who acknowledged obstacles without surrendering to them. The world advances because certain individuals refuse to accept limits as final. They choose to believe that improvement is possible, that solutions can be found, and that progress can be achieved. They understand that every breakthrough begins with a thought, every innovation begins with an idea, and every transformation begins with a vision that extends beyond current circumstances. When you train yourself to think beyond limitations, you stop being controlled by fear, past failures, negative opinions, and temporary obstacles. Your mind becomes focused on possibilities, your vision becomes larger than your challenges, and your potential expands beyond the boundaries that once seemed impossible to overcome. Ideas are valuable, but ideas alone do not change lives. Dreams are inspiring, but dreams alone do not create results. Vision is important, but vision without action remains only a possibility. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary things and those who merely talk about them is execution. Many people possess intelligence, talent, creativity, and ambition, yet they never reach their full potential because they fail to consistently act on what they know. Excellence is not simply about having great intentions. It is about turning intentions into consistent, high-quality action. The world is full of people with brilliant ideas that were never implemented. There are books that were never written, businesses that were never launched, innovations that were never developed, and goals that were never achieved because someone delayed taking action. Knowledge has power only when it is applied. Potential has value only when it is developed. Vision becomes meaningful only when it is pursued. Execution is the bridge that connects possibility to reality. One reason many people struggle with execution is perfectionism. They spend so much time waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions that they never begin. They believe success requires complete certainty before action can be taken. However, excellence is not achieved by waiting for perfection. It is achieved through progress. Most successful people did not begin with perfect knowledge or flawless strategies. They started with what they had, learned through experience, and improved along the way. Progress creates momentum, while hesitation often creates regret. Excellence requires a commitment to action even when conditions are not ideal. There will always be reasons to postpone a goal. There will always be challenges, uncertainties, and obstacles. If people wait until every circumstance is favorable, they may spend their entire lives waiting. The individuals who achieve significant results understand that action often creates opportunities that planning alone cannot reveal. Movement generates learning. Experience produces insight. Action exposes possibilities that remain hidden to those who never begin. Executing with excellence also means paying attention to quality. It is not enough to complete tasks. They must be completed with care, professionalism, and integrity. Excellence is reflected in the details. It is demonstrated through preparation, consistency, and a willingness to exceed expectations. Average performers do what is required. Excellent performers do what is required and then go further. They take pride in their work because they understand that every action contributes to their reputation and influence. One of the characteristics of excellence is consistency. Many people perform well occasionally, but excellence requires a higher standard. It involves delivering quality repeatedly, not just when convenient. Consistency builds trust because people know what to expect from you. It transforms good performance into reliable performance. A single outstanding effort may attract attention, but consistent excellence earns respect and creates lasting impact. Another important aspect of execution is accountability. Successful individuals take responsibility for their actions and results. They do not spend their time blaming circumstances, criticizing others, or creating excuses. Instead, they focus on what they can control. Accountability empowers progress because it directs attention towards solutions rather than complaints. When people accept responsibility for their actions, they position themselves to improve, adapt, and grow. Execution with excellence also requires focus. Many people begin numerous projects but complete very few. They are constantly distracted by new ideas, opportunities, and activities. As a result, their energy becomes divided and their results remain limited. Excellence often requires concentration. It demands the discipline to prioritize important goals and devote sufficient time and effort to achieving them. Focus transforms scattered effort into meaningful progress. Resilience plays a crucial role in execution as well. Every worthwhile goal will encounter obstacles. Plans may fail, expectations may not be met, unexpected challenges may arise. During these moments, persistence becomes essential. Excellence is not the absence of difficulties. It is the determination to continue despite difficulties. Those who achieve significant results are often those who refuse to quit when setbacks occur. They learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. People who execute with excellence understand the importance of continuous improvement. They do not become satisfied with past achievements. Instead, they consistently evaluate their performance and look for ways to improve. They ask questions, seek feedback, and identify areas for growth. Excellence is not a destination that is reached once and maintained forever. It is a mindset that pursues higher standards and better results over time. Another hallmark of excellence is integrity. True excellence is not measured only by outcomes, but also by the principles used to achieve them. Character matters. Honesty matters. Reliability matters. The most respected individuals are often those whose actions consistently align with their values. They deliver quality work while maintaining strong ethical standards. Their success is sustainable because it is built on a foundation of trust and credibility. The impact of excellence extends beyond personal achievement. When you execute with excellence, you inspire others to raise their standards. Your commitment influences teams, organizations, communities, and future generations. Excellence creates a culture where quality, responsibility, and continuous improvement become normal expectations rather than rare exceptions. Every day presents opportunities to choose excellence. It appears in how you manage your responsibilities, how you treat people, how you use your time, and how you pursue your goals. Small actions performed with excellence accumulate into remarkable results. Consistent execution transforms vision into achievement, ideas into reality, and potential into influence. When you commit yourself to acting with discipline, focus, accountability, resilience, integrity, and quality, you become a person whose results reflect the highest standards. You move beyond merely talking about success and begin producing outcomes that demonstrate what excellence truly looks like in action.